All right. First up, Breakdance. Shadow spell, 1 mana. Return a friendly minion to your hand. Summon a dancer with its stats and rush. It's kind of like Shadow Step, but not really at all because it does cost 0 and you don't get mana cheat. I could see it being good with Stenographer, maybe. It's pretty easy to use it there, but otherwise, yeah, I'm not super impressed by this. I think I'll give it like a 2.
I'll go 3 on this. I thought it was like nerfed Shadow Step that they were printing because they were obviously going to be rotating Shadow
Being
Step, but
Shadow
then
Step.
they didn't rotate Shadow Step. Holy shit. So, it's just more bounce effects, and redundancy of bounce effects could be really powerful in Rogue. It only costs 1, and it doesn't discount the minion in your hand. Obviously, that's way worse than Shadow Step, but turns out way worse than the literal best card ever in Hearthstone's history is still a good card, so I'm going to go with a 3.
I'm giving this a 4. This card's great.
I will say,
Other classes would kill for this card.
Absolutely.
I hate that this is good with Test Gray main. I actually hate
Oh
it.
my god. Oh
yeah.
my
Like, can we
god.
just not print any Thief Rogue support for the rest of the time? I'd be down. Okay, I'm giving it a 3 now. Hold up. Depression.
Yeah, I
Like,
think I'll go with
imagine
the
the times that you're
3.
like, man, I wish I had Shadow Step. If only I had Shadow Step. This is worse Shadow Step, but it's still a Shadow Step effect. That's good.
Yep, seems good to me.
All right.
Yep.
On to Mixtape. 1 mana. Discover a copy of a card your opponent played this game. More Thief Rogue support. Woohoo!
Oh, and it's a 4 set, so it's gonna be really good because Discover.
Yeah, like Ron was saying earlier, I am thrilled that Stash is not in the game anymore. So
Yep.
the only way to
God.
replay our cards is Tess. But for some reason, they printed like 20 bounce effects, so I guess we could probably still play Thief Rogue. Yeah, I mean, this is good in Thief Rogue. We're not playing other Rogue decks, too.
We might play it in other Rogue decks. It only costs 1. I don't know. Probably not, though. We probably just have better cards to play. I'll agree on 2 because it's going to be good in that archetype, definitely. You can use this for a lot of lethals, though, which is going to be dirty.
Yeah, I put it as a 2 as well. I don't know, like, it definitely can be used in there. The later this gets played in the game, kind of gonna have a very diluted, discover pool from all of the cards. It's not just like discover a minion that your opponent played or discover a spell. It's just discover any card that your opponent played. So, but yeah, you're
Discover the
probably just
coin. Yep.
yeah, like you're probably just playing it to get the card and get a card that's from another class and stuff anyways. You probably don't care as much what the card is. But yeah, kind of an interesting mechanic. But also, yeah, being 1 mana seems like it's pretty good. But I don't think it gets played in a ton of Rogue decks.
I'm so thrilled this card is not in the game with hero cards.
Oh, same.
Yep.
That would be
Yeah.
really fun to get off Tess and Stash like 10 times.
Oh, get
So
Guff.
toxic.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is just Guff on a stick. Again, in
yeah,
now.
Guff, Carriel, all
Your
the fun ones.
your opponent literally plays nothing, plays Wild Growth, plays Guff. Mixtape. Oh, I get Guff now. He.
Yeah.
But obviously all those cards are rotating, so we don't like Guff is rotating. We don't have to worry about that. But I don't know. It's a neat card. Obviously, Thief Rogue. Thief Rogue is not a very fun deck to play against, and to be honest, it's not the most fun to play. In my opinion, personally, but yeah, this is a good card. It's definitely one of those fringe cards that just because it's probably not going to be great in other decks, but we'll see. Like, it's good in Thief. It'll be good in Thief Rogue, if you can get it pretty early. Or at least post when your opponent has played one of their better cards.
Yeah, better rogues probably just have better things to do, but this will annoy the hell out of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Going to next.
Sweet. We're on to Disc Jockey. 2 mana, 4/1. combo, add a random combo card to your hand. No. What is this?
But Ziliax.
But no.
But no.
This seems really bad. Like, I'm not playing this in my deck. 1.
I think they're just trying to be cute with it being like the reverse of Octobot, with the stats and the costs being the same. This
It
is
looks, yeah.
god awful. If we're playing the broken class, we're not playing bad cards. 1. Any non-ones? Next, go next.
I don't know all the combo cards. I mean, I see Beatboxer. I kind of like Beatboxer as a card at first glance. Is it the best thing that Rogue can be doing? Absolutely not, because Miracle Rogue exists, and so it's gonna be, we're either gonna see Miracle Rogue or Thief Rogue for the next year. But I don't know.
mean,
At least I
they're gonna
like
have
the
to-
card. I think it's a 1, but I've always enjoyed the combo aspect of Rogue. When it wasn't a 10-10 Edwin coming down on turn 1, but yeah, card's probably not very playable. I don't know.
I hate cards that add a random specific card to your hand like this. I don't know. I just never have liked these style of cards, so I'm giving it a 2 because maybe I think during this first set people might play it, but otherwise I don't like it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, on to Harmonic Hip Hop. Deal 1 damage, give your weapon +3 attack, or deal 3 damage and give your weapon +1 attack. Shadow spell 2 mana. Again, swap each turn isn't too interesting, and I don't know. The effect's not bad. Is if there's like a good weapon we want to buff potentially, but it doesn't feel super impactful to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird conditional 2-mana deal 4.
Yeah.
Might be good though, and it might be nutty if it's the +3 attack on a weapon, because you can have multiple charges of that and really go crazy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to evaluate. I'm not really sure. Maybe 2.
I think I'm giving it a 1. I don't see myself playing this.
With concoctions in the game, I think I would lean more towards the broken concoctions than this.
That's totally fair.
I do like the dissonant hip hop. It like that as a singular card would be really good. Even if you're just giving a normal, like even if you're just giving a hero power or a hero power weapon +1 attack and dealing 3, that's still quite good. But I don't know what type of play this is gonna see. I'm leaning 1, potential 2. Yeah. It just depends on if we're gonna find a spot for it.
Yeah, I like it as a 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Time for a hot take.
I'm like between.
Oh boy, we got the hot take.
Oh, let's go.
It's a 4.
6.
It's a 4.
Oh snap!
Okay.
Not quite a 6. No, I do agree though, Azalea. I think that you probably, like, for dealing 3 damage or whatever, you just want to play the concoctions, right? But the fact that this still is just deal damage wherever you want, you get to target where it goes. Also can hit face. I like it. I always rate those a little bit better. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
I feel that.
I respect it.
Next up, we have Beatboxer, 3 mana, 4/3 mech combo. Deal 4 damage, randomly split among all enemies. I don't know. It's okay with like Shadow Step maybe, but
I love this card.
in general, I don't think it's super powerful, especially for 3 mana. I'll give it a 2, I think. I just feel the things that Rogue's doing right now are so much more powerful than the cards that they're printing currently.
But Ziliax.
Go put up.
Okay.
I give this a 3. I think this is terrifying with Shadow Step, especially if you're able to clear up any kind of board. It could be something that just enables like a different finisher in Rogue. It probably would have to wait until other cards get nerfed because Rogue has so much powerful things to do, like Miracle, that's just mega broken. But I mean, the fact that on 5 mana you could set this up with multiple different 0 mana cards that Rogue has, and then play it, and then step it, and then play it, and then step it, and then play it. Like just lots of different bounce effects, and this doing 4, like on an empty board, that's just gonna lethal. And on full boards, you can clear up a lot of stuff. Like it looks kind of scary. I think it could be broken, but for now, it's a 3 for me.
Yeah, damage is good.
Yeah,
All right, you
it's
kind of
fine.
convinced me on a 3.
Okay.
Maybe after Rogue's nerfed,
Yeah, I
we
can
need
see it.
to do different things.
Yeah, definitely.
Any other thoughts?
No, I like the art. I like the card. It's neat. It's nothing. It's nothing game breaking, but if just playable things are good.
Next up, Bounce Around, featuring Garona. 3 mana. Return all friendly minions to your hand. They cost 1 this turn. All right. Blizzard loves Rogue.
Oh man, what the hell?
Yeah, this is pretty powerful, guys.
Yeah.
What you got on this one, Neji?
Is this? I wonder if Neji and I are gonna have the same rating.
I don't know if it's quite a 6 for me. I think I'm gonna give it a 5.
It's so close to a 6.
I was also thinking 5. I was a bit borderline 6, but
Mm-hmm.
like you still probably maybe don't even run this in Miracle Rogue, like current Miracle, right?
Yeah, I'm not convinced. Like, I don't see great synergies. The only reason I'm not giving it a 6 is I'm like, surely they play tested this and it wasn't that good, right, guys?
But I mean, this is scary. Like prep still exists too, so you can prep this out and do something like a double test turn for jackpot rogues and stuff. Like there's a lot of crazy things going on.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't
And
the game for
obviously
2
works great
years.
with Beatboxer, just off the bat. But I don't know. More often than not, by the time this card is useful, we've already won the game because we're playing rogue.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
I
funny.
like the name.
It's funny. My wild-minded brain looks at this and says, "Huh, more stuff to play in a turn to activate Caverns Below." But actually, this might actually be too slow to play in Caverns Below Rogue, which is funny.
Scary looking card though.
Yeah,
It's gonna
definitely.
get super broken later too. The fact that this is gonna be around for like 2 years and Shadow Step will also be around at the same time, I don't like that
Or
exists.
prep. Prep can make it come out earlier.
Yeah, the prep is nasty with it.
Yeah.
All right, on to Mic Drop. 3 mana, draw 2, finale, give your weapon +2 attack. I mean, it's just Arcane Intellect with like a bonus sometimes. Kind of replaces Shroud of Concealment. But it doesn't draw minions. It's like a 2 or a 3. Probably a 3. Card draw is good. I mean, concoctions exist. You never play this with concoctions, so I'll give it a 2.
It does a lot of things. It does a lot of things, and it doesn't take that much mana to do it. It doesn't go into like the better rogue decks right now at all, pretty much like in Miracle. But there's a decent amount of like weapon style support for rogue, and we've seen that get really broken and dangerous before. I'm gonna call this card a 3 because of all the things that it can do. Again, we can prep this like we can prep anything in Rogue, and it just makes all of Rogue's spells so much potentially more powerful. But the fact that you could even have just daggered on 2 and then play this for a 3/2 weapon that's equipped and draw 2 cards, that seems like fine in a terrible Rogue draw, where you should have been doing stronger things. But like a different class would have been thrilled by being able to do that. So like, it's so good. I'll go with a 3.
I'm just biased by all of what Rogue's doing currently.
Yeah, Fair. But I mean, we also are about to look at a weapon for Rogue on the next card, and
Yep.
this synergizes very well with that as well.
All right. Moving on to Record Scratcher, 3 mana, 2/2 weapon. Death Rattle, refresh 1 mana crystal, play combo cards while equipped to improve. It's a scary card, obviously, because you can cheat a lot of mana in a single turn, but I do think it's hard to use. You have to set up for multiple turns. I don't think there's that many good combo cards that we're playing. But it probably finds its way into a deck somewhere and makes it broken. Just not sure currently. What do you guys think?
I want to give it a 4 just on merit of the fact that it cheats an insane amount of mana potentially. Like in the earlier example I was giving where we want to have a really strong beatboxer turn that wrecks our opponent, that's combo every time. So setting it up, like you play the Scratcher, then you maybe play a 1 mana card and then beatboxer, and then step the boxer, and then you play it again, step it, play it again. Now you keep just loading up the Record Scratcher. You can also press the button, even if you haven't swung this twice, to immediately break it and refresh your mana. So like insanely broken turns can come out of this. And like it's sort of like a weird Valish for Rogue. And if you've ever seen a Boon Priest go off, especially when they steal a copy of Shadow Step so they can like Valish again or some kind of crazy nonsense, the fact that Rogue has the payoffs of Draka and the location currently, this card does very much scare me. I don't think it belongs in current Miracle Rogue, but that's because current Miracle Rogue is unbelievably broken. But I think it's a 4 just on merit of what this card represents.
Yeah, it definitely is quite strong, and we already run. And current Miracle already runs 4 combo cards at least in Ghostly Strike and Fishing. And so even just playing those, you're refreshing that 4 crystals if you play those. And if you're throwing in like Beatboxer, then that's 6 different cards. I mean, I can see it being quite powerful. It just depends on how you want to build. Like it just depends on what cards come to the surface as like playable for it. Because most other combo cards are not too great, but there are a decent chunk of them.
Yeah, looking through the combo cards, there's like a decent amount. The problem is there's some really bad ones, like
Yes.
Private Eye is really
Oh yeah, yeah.
and like
well,
the Yeti is pretty bad.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
Private Eye might see some play. Vanessa, I don't know if Vanessa's staying in core or not, but she's a combo. She's not great, but
The main ones we're going to be playing are Ghostly Strike and Gone Fishing.
absolutely.
I'm not super sold on this. I'm giving it a 3, but it might be a 2 for me. But I think it's a 3 because it kind of feels like a key support in a combo deck. But I don't think it's going to really be played in a ton of Rogue decks.
Fair.
Yeah. Oh, I'm leaning towards 3 too.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I see it.
On to Rhyme Spinner. Unless you have anything else for that one. 3 mana, 1/3 rush combo. Gain +1/+1 for each other combo card you've played this game. Could be fairly good. Lots of combo stuff like Ghostly Strike and Gone Fishing, Beatboxer. Maybe we're playing a combo deck, Disc Jockey. I don't know. This actually could get pretty big and might not require that much. I could see this
game,
card
not
being...
turn, which is huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
Yeah. That's the big thing, unlike that Druid card we talked about. Yeah, I think this actually could be sneaky broken. I might give it a 4.
There's a comparable Warrior card to this that's going to look so sad when we get to Warrior. Because Rogue's version of this essential, same card is light
It's
years
almost
better.
like Warrior. It's sad. Who would have thought?
No.
This card
Yeah.
seems solid to me. I call it a 3 because I don't think we're running this in like lots of different decks. It kind of has to be going in pretty hard on the combo aspect, but this card could get pretty broken.
Yep, agreed. Saying I gave it
Ooh.
a 3 as well.
And keep in mind, like, this is cheap. It has Rush. It doesn't cost that much overall. Rogue has tons of bounce effects, including, of course, the best card in Hearthstone, Shadow Step. So you can play this for 4 mana. You can play this twice. And it buffs itself because you play it, rush it, bounce it, you play it again, and one of those buffs is from this being a combo card that you played. Like, that's absurd.
Yeah, I just changed my rating on the Octobot thing to a 2, just in case. High key.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can safely do that as well. I just think that yeah, I think that these are all that these cards can just see play in that specific deck. And my brain, I'm so bad at seeing decks in my head or creating decks, like that like I'll just have to wait and see what people come up with. But I like the idea of combo being meaningful in Rogue
For sure.
because it's been something the class can do, has been able to do since beginning of Hearthstone, and it's rarely had it's never been there's never really been like combo Rogue. It's always been Miracle or something else.
All right. On to MC Blingtron. 5 mana, 3/4 mech, battle cry. Both players equip 1/2 microphones, but your opponent's increases all damage they take by 1. Bit of a scary card, kind of like a Void Touch Tenant, but unless they run weapons, there's nothing they can do about it, at least on this turn or the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not sure how impactful it'll really be. 5 mana is a lot, unless there's some crazy setup combo. Wait a second. Wait, is this Omega broken with Beatboxer? Does Beatboxer deal 8 or 5? It does 8, right?
It would deal 8.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. This card's Mega broken. 5 it. Wait,
Wait,
this
what
combo's
card are we in?
absurd. Hello?
MC
I didn't think
Blingtron
about this.
What class?
is Rogue.
Rogue.
It's a Rogue legendary.
It seemed bad, but then when I thought about Beatboxer dealing 8, I am much more into this card.
And what about Zilliax?
Yeah, I did. I thought about it this time. You told me enough times that I remember. Oh yeah, I don't know. I'll give it a 4. It's kind of nutty. I'll move Beatboxer to a 4 too.
I kind of want to just go. I wanted to rate this lower, but the ability's kind of scary. The fact that, like what's being mentioned in chat, it can also be used just to get rid of an opponent's weapon. Like, it's 2 mana more than a Viper for a Viper effect that is way better for you.
Yeah.
The minion itself,
And the good
the
thing
mana
for
cost and the stats is rough for you. Like, that's Rogue doesn't want to spend that mana basically ever, so it's kind of hard to evaluate. But I still feel like I'm gonna go at least 3, maybe 4 for this because, well, Beatboxer is the thing that
yeah.
you could use to just kill them.
Yep. I mean, it's 5 mana. There is technically a setback if you're not gonna play this on 7 and get rid of your weapon, like because they're your opponent. If it's your opponent, you also have to weigh, can my opponent, lethal me down just as easy, and I'm gonna be able to do to them like on that next turn, like. But I think that I think it can be well worth it. Especially
your
because
microphone doesn't do much damage.
Huh? Oh,
Your microphone doesn't make you take more damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your
Okay, yeah,
microphone
that
is
was
not
that's
a
pretty
setback.
scary. That
Yeah.
could be scary, but
And there are
True.
other cards in the set that got printed that are weapon buff synergy for you, so you can also benefit from your own microphone being
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah,
Assuming you
yeah.
have like 8 mana on a turn, you could set up a pretty nasty combo where you like prep Bone Spike a minion, then play Blingtron, then play like a beatboxer and step and step and step. It's
Would you
nasty
that
stuff like
much?
that.
Would that actually work for double step? I'm not sure because it'd be 1 mana boxers every time, but yeah, that would
Well,
definitely
like
be
I'm
like
I'm
super
counting
scary.
Rogue's existing mana cheat where you go like prep Bone Spike, kill a minion, so
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
have
Oh yeah,
Blingtron
prep bone
costing
spike
like
kill
3, and then you play a beatboxer for 3, and then you
3,
step it and you play it for 1, then you
1,
step
and then
it
you
and you
step
play
it
it for
again,
1.
play for 1. Yeah. No, you were right. I just couldn't count mana in my head.
So I mean that's what
Yes, quite good. That
30.
is
No, is it like 24 damage or something? It's like 24 damage
24 damage. Yeah. Pending that your
plus
opponent
your
has no
weapon
other.
swing,
Yeah,
which
pending your
makes it
opponent doesn't
26.
have. Pending your opponent doesn't have any minions on board. Yes.
Right. I mean, you'd need a specific setup, but
Yeah.
Rogue can definitely set that up.
Oh, absolutely, Rokan. So dumb. This class.
Card is nuts.
Yeah, it's quite good.
And
So I'll settle on a 4 for this card because the
Also settled on
the
4.
crazy potential of it goes really
Yeah.
high.
y'all are talking a lot for a card that's a 1. I don't get it.
Don't do this.
Hot take. No, this I
Don't do this.
hate this. It's so bad. No, I don't want this. No, it's a 1. It's a 1. Hot take.
Nice.
What?
It's a 1.
Nice.
Sure.
Goldening this day one, making this in golden day one.
You were actually blinged out.
Sound and
You are the Blingtron.
Love it.
All right. Well, that was the last one too. That's the last. Void
another
attendant.
Rogue
Yeah, the
card.
Void Touch attendant is great, but that's also a 1 mana thing. This is not.
Yeah, but
This is expensive, and you
you-
have to do a lot of work for all the stuff y'all were talking about.
Rogue hat? No. What?
You can't
You
just
guys listed
you
like
just
10
get rid of Void Touch
cards.
easy. You can get rid of Void Touch so easy. You got to get rid of that weapon by swinging, but you, I get at least 1 turn of me beating you up with that weapon.
You could also shadow step this the turn you play it. And then they have to swing that weapon, and then you just replay this.
That's actually probably the better setup for this too.
Yeah.
You just hold the
And you can use
purgatory
bounce around.
Don't play
Go
the other
off
one.
on
Legendary
turn
spell, too.
6. You
I
just
don't know.
play this on turn 5 and then shadow step it and have it ready for turn 6 to go off with some nasty combo.
I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer.
I want to
Okay.
emphasize this is after they delete Miracle Rogue.
Yes, this
Not
is post.
before.
Yeah,
Post
Rogue
their
still has
patch.
better things, but once they nerf the better things for Rogue, people are going to be afraid of this card.
Is the Eviscerate still in standard? The
Eviscerate's gonna be in core. Yeah.
Wicked Stab's gone, Eviscerate is in.
Yep.
Get out. And Disc Jockey's in the game. Oh, so good.
Octobot.
And we were talking about good combo cards, so Wicked Stab being gone and getting replaced by
Eviscerate's one,
a
too.
much better version
co-
of Wicked Stab because
yeah, Wicked
Eviscerate's coming
Stab.
back.
Yep.
Wait, let's not say much better.
I'm sorry, are you killing people on turn 10 with your 6 mana Wicked with your 6 damage Wicked Stabs?
I've done it
How
in
did
the
they make
past,
it to
but not
turn 10
now.
against you? You're playing a bad deck.
It's Rogue.
Exactly. How did they make
You
it to
can-
turn 10?
You get to do whatever you can play the long game. You can play the short game. You can play the mid range.
Wicked
You can do what
Stab
you want because you're playing Rogue.
Wicked Stab is basically never
Itachi
better
does
than
have a good point. I will be
Eviscerate.
honest. You can play. You're Rogue. You can kind of just do things.
Yeah,
at your
sure.
leisure.
You're Rogue,
but
so you
yeah.
could choose to play a deck that's not nearly as good and kill them on 10 with your Wicked Stabs, I guess. Or you
Or
could
play-
kill them like way before that with a better
Yeah.
deck. But
I'm with Ron on
whatever.
this one.
Go with whatever makes you happy, I guess.
Or I can play the broken deck and just long game my opponent.
Like if you're
I'm
Rogue, they
just saying,
shouldn't be
I'm
making it to
just-
turn
I'm
10
just being-
unless
I'm
you're
just being
making a
facetious.
competitive mistake.
Yeah.
I don't think Eviscerate's that much better. It's better, but it's not way better than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's way better because it's a combo card. So
Oh yeah,
you have
currently.
combo synergy.
Yeah, it's insane.
And you can deal 4 on turn 1, 2, 3, and 4, as opposed to only dealing 4 on turn 5.
Is this the last rogue card?
Yep.
It is.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so unfortunate. This whole class is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Anyway,
You missed all the broken stuff.